Hello Virgos, this is Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing. I'm so very glad to have you guys here today. Just gonna adjust my music over here real quick. This is a timeless and collective reading for my Virgo collective. However you want to identify with that. Even if you're not a Virgo or you don't typically identify as one, if you felt drawn to the message, chances are there's something in it for you. And I feel like I want to mention that if it's not your story, it may be a story about somebody in your life that you need to hear. Okay, so real quick, any information that you guys need about me, if you guys want to book one of my monthly personal readings, if you guys want to subscribe to that, all the information is below. Otherwise, there will be an extended reading at the end of this video, which you can get by either joining my channel as a member to get exclusive access to all extended readings, or you can hop on over to Vimeo and just kind of check this one out. So thanks again for being here today. I feel a lot of nervousness, okay? And I feel like some of that is definitely your energy. Virgos can be a little nervous sometimes, all right? I actually feel really prompted to look at the current planetary position, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I just looked at where the planets are at in the sky right now, and Virgo, you're Mercury ruled. And Mercury right now is conjunct Uranus. Am I right? Yeah, it's Uranus. And that's really interesting because Mercury is an interpersonal planet, meaning that it really governs our day-to-day interactions, especially when it comes to knowledge, communication, commerce, things like that. Mostly the way in which we exchange information with other people, but also the way in which our mind works. Uranus is sort of the big brother of Mercury, meaning that it is a transpersonal planet. So instead of governing all of those things on a day-to-day basis, it looks at those things on the really big picture, right? So Uranus is going to have to do with things like why you communicate the way you do, how you see the world, and how that governs the way in which you interact with others, all right? I also feel for some of you guys, there is a lot of, this is going to sound wild, but listen up. There's a lot of information that you're receiving telepathically at this time, and that feels really uncomfortable because Virgo's an earth sign. And Virgo wants to feel very grounded, wants to be able to point to something as evidence and say, this is why I think what I think. Y'all get me? Okay. So this Uranus energy coming in, I feel is kind of tipping you up just a little bit. And I do also want to mention that the Sun and Mars are just on either side of that. So it can almost feel like you're not sure how to act on the information that you are receiving at this time, all right? All of these things are going on within the sign of Taurus, which is another earth sign. And so, yeah, just pay a lot of attention to your practical world, your environment at this time, but understand that you're receiving a lot of information that's not coming from your immediate environment right now, all right? That's my intro for you guys. Let's see what came out. Oops, ooh, okay. Let's see what came out of this Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards deck. We have 4 cards, so that's really quite a lot. And I'm wanting to separate these. Okay. Sagittarius is the last reading where these 2 cards showed up together, all right? And I feel like these are 2 separate energies, 2 separate people. One is a feminine figure because she's in a very receptive mode, the medicine mother, all right? Please understand here on Soul School, gender, like masculine and feminine, those are energies and not body parts, all right? So you could be a masculine person who's sitting in a feminine energy or vice versa, all right? So this medicine mother is really focused on her own happiness at this point in time, all right? And willing to do the hard work. But also what I'm getting here for the first time, this bee, instead of a worker bee, this feels like a queen bee to me, okay? So, like I said, somebody who's very much in receptive mode, somebody who is willing to accept the help of others. Okay? And I'm almost getting, for some of you guys, this is a suggestion. This is what Spirit is kind of suggesting that you can step into at this time, because I feel like this is somebody who works very, very hard and almost feels bad like taking a day for themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like even if she's, you know, chilling in a hammock on the beach, she's going to be thinking about work. Okay? So there's one energy that we've got. Maybe that's you, maybe that's the other person. I feel like these energies are very, very fluid, meaning some of you guys are going to identify with the medicine mother, and some of you guys are going to identify with this warrior. Okay? So the warrior is definitely a masculine energy, not just because it's a masculine figure on the card, but because it is about being assertive rather than receptive. Okay? So this is somebody who's soaking things up, and this is somebody who's putting things out there, all right? This is interesting because they're wanting me to pay attention to the contrast between this feather, and they're telling me this is a piece of jade, all right? So this is somebody who has a goal, all right? They came up with the drum energy. And that means that they've been on this path for a while. They might be exploring new opportunities upon that path, but it's definitely a path that they've been on for a while. They're trying to attract and manifest something in their life, okay? And I'm hearing this very rhythmic drum in the background. Like that's just a clairaudience that's coming in for me right now. All right? So this person is on the mission. The feather and the earring here are representing to me a balance, and this is a very Virgo energy, a balance between thought and practicality. Okay? Okay, they want me to know that this feather is a wish. That they have this wish, but they are also very grounded in the material world. And it's jade, which has to do with the heart, okay? So sometimes I get this card and I feel like this is not so much an energy that I want to trust, but today I feel good about this energy, all right? I will say, however, that these two cards also showed up in my Sagittarius reading that I did last week or the week before. So there might be something in that for you guys. That was definitely about two people not seeing eye to eye. But I feel like there's an opportunity. It may or may not be the same story. It may or may not be the same two energies. But there's definitely an opportunity for these two people to provide each other with what they need at this time. So I'm going now to the Animal Totem Tarot to see if I can get more. And even though I did my prayer, my invocation before I hit record, I do want to do that again. So I'm calling in Divine Spirits of Love and Light. Freddie, baby, what's up? Hold on, let me see what he's yelling about. We're going to go ahead and start that again. Divine Spirits of Love and Light, Archangels, Ancestors, Allies, and Guides, both mine and those of my collective. Thank you so much for coming into this space today and guiding us through this reading. I don't know what Freddie wants. He's been pretty chill lately. He loves it in our new place. I was just saying on Facebook, he really used to be a very, very nervous cat, a lot. Just really nervous. And ever since we've been here, he's just so chilled out. So that's good news. All right, Spirit, what do we got for our Virgos? What do we got for our Virgos? What do we got for our Virgos? I feel like they want to talk about the information that's coming into you at this time. And these are that way? All right. Okay, 2 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups reversed. And let me look at these feathers. All right. There's definitely a sort of, okay, here's the message that's coming through. There is an opportunity for these two people to come together in a way that is mutually beneficial. But I feel like one or both of these people is not really 100% sure that they want to go forth with that opportunity, because there's something from their past that's holding them back. Okay? We have a Page of Pentacles here. All right, Four of Wands and the Eight of Swords reversed. You guys, this Four of Wands represents the coming together. The Eight of Swords reversed, okay, we have Eight of Cups reversed and an Eight of Swords reversed. And both of those kind of represent releasing both mental and emotional energy that is holding you back at this time. This Four of Wands, like I said, is the coming together. So like one person has a plan or a goal, the other person has a plan or a goal, and there's a way to build something out of this. Okay? The trees in the background are definitely a message. And the phrase that I just got is not seeing the forest for the trees. Okay? In other words, there's some potential here for getting caught up or hung up on like little tiny details rather than seeing something from a bigger picture. Let me get a little more shuffle here and see what else comes out. Okay, yeah, the way that these cards have fallen, yeah, that's gorgeous, actually. Okay, the primary blockage for this feminine energy, this medicine mother, is in the throat chakra. All right? Meaning that it's about self-expression, okay? There's some sort of fear of expressing oneself fully. With this masculine energy, there's a fear of allowing, it's a heart chakra, blockage. It's a fear of truly opening up to like a giving and receiving in the heart chakra. But I definitely feel like the masculine energy, the warrior energy, is the one that is more motivated to move forth at this time. Whereas the medicine mother is kind of like, we'll see how that goes. Spirit, what is the highest potential between the two at this time? By the way, these could represent people, they could represent environments, they could represent problems or situations that you have in your life. But I do really feel like it's two people, okay? And they're different in certain ways, but they're also really quite the same underneath the surface, right? So that's sort of like seeing the forest for the trees. It's almost like she's like, I don't really hang out with guys that carry spears. But we don't realize that the spear is just as symbolic to him as whatever this horn is that she's got around her. Okay? So it's almost like Spirit saying, don't get caught up on appearances at this time. All right? Remember we talked about the fact that Mercury is conjunct Uranus at this time, which means you're going to have to balance out the information that you're receiving from your immediate environment versus the information that's kind of coming in through telepathy or intuition. All right? Thank you, Spirit. What's the highest potential for these two at this time? Ooh, okay. Okay. The message that's coming through, it really is about, how do I say that? Okay, this medicine mother is very divided right now, all right? And I feel like with this moon reverse, it's almost like she doesn't even fully understand the mechanisms that are holding her back. They're emotional. They're very emotional, okay? And they might even be intuitive. Okay, and so the advice here is to ask, to speak up, all right? If you are the feminine energy here, whatever, wherever you're at here in this situation, if you're feeling like, I don't really know about this, speak up about that, ask, okay? You have the power, okay? Stand in your strength, stand in your confidence, stand in your power. She's protecting these sunflowers. She's protecting her own truth and her own growth and her own prosperity. I feel like somebody has been in the past, the thing in the past that has this person hung up is that there was somebody, they're showing me this, somebody came and cut down all her sunflowers. And she's like, I'm not going to let that happen again. Okay, so what follows that is the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords. The Two of Swords is that feeling stuck. I'm not really sure. I can see things this way, but I can also see things that way, right? And the Ace of Swords is a very interesting energy. Let's see what that has to do. Because he's eating the bamboo. And I feel like that's a part of the message. I want to actually go to the book. I don't typically do that. And in fact, I feel like this book is kind of organized. Every single tarot guidebook is just kind of organized in a different way. So let's navigate to where, Panda. Sometimes, I told you him eating was significant. Sometimes in order for a moment of clarity to hit, you have to go do something else like eat. It's not always about clearing one's mind as much as it is distracting it from what it was you were trying to think about. Food is a great distraction from your thoughts. It moves your mind from thinking to just being open and available. This is also called grounding the energy so it is more focused. On that note, what's for lunch? Okay. It's like I said, focused on the forest. No, can't see the forest for the trees. All right. So rather than, I don't know, I don't want to, this is kind of a Virgo thing. I have a lot of Virgo in my chart. So this is definitely a call out, a call in rather than a call out. Okay. The medicine mother here might be overthinking things. All right. But it's for good reason. It's because she doesn't want to go down the same path. She doesn't want to allow herself to replicate the same dynamic that happened in the past when somebody snuck into her garden and took all her sunflowers. Okay? Sunflower has to do with confidence. Okay? So whatever happened in the past, it really zapped this person of vitality, of confidence. But at the same time, it's like she doesn't want to just stay in her den. She wants to get out and explore. She wants to get out and explore. So what this is saying is what might be best is to go ahead and find an activity that's going to distract the logical mind. Distract your logical mind. That's the message for the medicine mother. Ooh, we got Two of Cups. What? We got Two of Cups. Okay, mutually beneficial enterprise. There's an opportunity here, but I feel like she's got to come out of her shell a little bit in order to allow that to happen. And get a couple more cards. Ooh, we got an Empress there. That's the medicine mother energy. Yes, 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 yes. That's the process of growth. That's the process of opening oneself up and allowing things to flow. Because overthinking, you don't really, it's like, it'll make sense once I say it. We don't really know we're doing this, but sometimes overthinking can like jam up our gears. You know what I mean? Like everything's flowing really good and then we put too much thought into something and halt. It's harder to go with the flow if you're just up here in your mental space. This Nine of Cups that was on the bottom of the deck just a moment ago was reversed. Okay, that meant that in that, to me, in that mindset, there's no hope for a positive outcome. Okay, but now it's upright, and this butterfly here represents that transformation. It's an alchemization. Okay. In other words, what you're doing is taking the energy that exists and transforming it into the energy that's going to bring in that Empress mode, bring in the possibility for a Two of Cups, the possibility for a mutually beneficial venture. All right. What else do we have to say? They want to talk about this warrior for a moment. What do we need to know about the warrior? Ooh, okay. Okay. All of them, though, I had like 4 cards came out. I want a little more clarity. Okay. This warrior also could do some energetic adjusting. Okay. I feel like they have this goal, they have this mission, right? Where they're spending a lot of time also looking at their environment. They're looking at what's going on around them. And something that could help them a little bit, because there might be, now I'm getting a little bit of impatience coming up with this person, is just to kind of slow down a little bit. Slow down and be aware of one's internal self, like what's going on internally. I feel like the medicine mother is a little too internally focused and the warrior is a little too externally focused. So there's definitely balance being required for both. Okay? This warrior is on the mission that they're on. I feel like they've just moved out of a place where they were finding a lot of resistance, a lot of conflicting energies. And they know it's the gas. I don't know if you guys can hear the song or not. They come by a couple times a day. And they have a little doot, doot, doot. And there's a little song they sing. So this person was in a situation where they had to use their sphere. They had to withdraw from where they were at because there was too much resistance, right? So here's the thing, is they continue down their path thinking, oh, well, it was that part of my journey, that part of my external environment that was causing the resistance. They haven't necessarily seen that they have a lot of their own resistance going on within. Okay. Balance. We got the Justice card. Ooh, Judgment reversed and Death reversed, okay? Those are all big energies. They're all major arcanas, all right? All right, yeah, I feel, like I said, I'm going to say it once again. There is an opportunity for these two people to come together in some way that's going to benefit both of them. But I feel like balance is needed within each person first. Otherwise, they're not going to see this opportunity for what it is. They're going to see this opportunity as what existed in their past. It's almost like bringing forth a projection. Okay? Spirit's saying if you want to not repeat the patterns of the past, then what you've got to do is really look within at how you and your own behaviors and your own thought patterns got you into that past situation. But balance the fact that, like, sometimes it's us and sometimes it's them. Okay? Really look at both sides of the situation. Because there's a mind frame that this medicine mother is stuck in that she's projecting onto this situation. Okay? Whereas there's a mind frame or there's a pattern or a habit that this warrior is stuck in that I think they're not entirely aware of. All right? I took a lot of cards. Usually I don't have this many cards on the table at the end of a reading, but I am going to go ahead and take this over to the extended now. We're already at 25 minutes. So if you guys want to join me over there, please do so. The links you need are in the description below. Otherwise, if I don't see you guys there, I hope to see you back on my channel again soon. All right, take care.